Wow, the Star Citizen, $300 million? What? Investing? Wow, that doesn't make sense. Take the goddamn time to understand why 2.7 million backers are supporting the game. Star Citizen hits $300 million in funding it, making it the most expensive game ever to be made because it's not out yet. My phone starts buzzing, it's ringing, it's vibrating. What's going on in here? Well, it's Twitter, it's Discord, it's all my favorite places, messaging me to tell me that all my favorite outlets are now slamming Star Citizen for reaching what should be a good thing. And of all of them, my favorite one is Inside Gaming, which is a channel I used to subscribe to, and I enjoy the content. The content's been good, but I gotta admit, lately it just hasn't been of the same caliber. But let's jump in to see what our friends at Inside Gaming have been saying about the 300 million mark being hit in Star Citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I run a Star Citizen guild. It's called an organization called Test Squadron within Star Citizen itself. I'm obviously a backer of the game. I've been there for many years to the tunes of many $1,000s. Now, if you want to hear the opposing opinion and thoughts to what the guys here at Inside Gaming are going to say, then stick around because I think this is interesting. Before we kick it off, I do want to raise a couple of interesting points. And that is that Inside Gaming here, the guys, let me just start the video off. He begins with a VPN ad. We won't play that, but they kick off introducing themselves.
Welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Monday. A clap for Star Citizen.
Yes. We've cracked new records. So it is, missed their names. So it's Patrick, Connor, and Brian. But who is Inside Gaming? Well, Inside Gaming is owned by Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth is owned by Otter Media. Otter Media is owned by Warner Media Entertainment, a division of AT&T Warner Media. Where am I going with this? I'll get there. Well, I thought it's interesting because the top-down approach to content, all right? I'm not saying that Patrick, Connor, and Brian are taking their orders all the way from the top. I feel that Patrick, Connor, and Brian have a producer, and the producer goes, guys, in about a day or two, Star Citizen is going to be cracking 300 million. Can you guys get a piece rated on it? Now, I don't think any of them are actually ready for this. No one researched anything. All they do is they pull up some press releases and they make comments and some edits and they do some funny cuts to make it seem like it's funny to keep your attention. But I don't believe any of these guys actually played the game, downloaded the game, or are a part of it. They just simply took snippets from places to form an opinion to put this video out. Now, my question is, why in particular is this the narrative that they are pushing out? And the reason I believe, now this is conjecture, but it could be, is it comes down from the top. These individuals here, I don't believe they take orders from the top, but I think they take direction. And I fully believe the producer who takes orders from the top told them, hey guys, 300 million is being reached. I want you to put out a piece kind of slamming it and making fun of the fact. So why does Otter Media make fun of the fact? Why is Warner Media? Well, interestingly enough, this is just an article from today, kind of unrelated, but related in a way. So AT&T Warner Media owns such assets as the Harry Potter, the Game of Thrones, the Lego Movie, and Mortal Kombat and Scribblenauts series. And these are all intellectual properties owned by that. So if they're wanting to sell that, who would be buying it? I mean, rumors that AT&T will try to sell off that company for $4 million, and who could buy that? Well, the usual suspects, Electronic Arts, Activision, and Take-Two. Now, how do you all feel? How does the gaming community at large feel about Electronic Arts and their model? I can tell you how the gaming community feels. We don't like it. We don't like EA. In fact, EA just announced the new Star Wars dogfighting game, and everyone's excited about it, but we know what's coming, right? We know what's happening. There's going to be DLCs, there's going to be loot boxes, the cosmetic items, there's going to be all that crap that EA does. EA takes an intellectual property and they squeeze it. They take the game developer and they squeeze them to death and throw them aside, rinse and repeat, over and over, producing subpar games. No, actually, you know what? The recent Jedi game was decent. I like that one. But EA does not have a good track record. But this is what a publisher does. They go in, they invest a certain amount of money. They go, here's the money, here's a deadline, give us a game. Oh, you're not going to make a deadline? Tough crap. Anthem, which was going to be awesome, was rushed out, incomplete, and look at the disaster that happened there with BioWare and Anthem. Because EA, as a publisher, goes, this is the date, this is the money, spit out the game. You don't spit out the game, tough cookies, look what happens. I don't know anyone who loves the EA model. EA is great, I love EA's model. But if there was an alternative, would you like that? I would. On that note, who has the most to lose from Star Citizen being a success? This is going to be a long video, guys. Sit down. Who has the most to lose from Star Citizen and their model of being a success? The answer is right in front of you. Activision, EA, AT&T, Take-Two Interactive. The traditional publishers have the most to lose. Because next time a company comes along and has a wonderful idea, they can A, go to Kickstarter and try pull the Star Citizen model, or they can approach EA and you know what's going to happen. They'll squeeze the life out of them and toss them aside. If Star Citizen succeeds, which it is, as we can see by the funding, which keeps on going up, this model works. And if Star Citizen, when Star Citizen succeeds, all these guys are in jeopardy. AT&T not so much because I am on their cell phone and I do like their plans. But the traditional publishers are concerned. And so if you were a traditional publisher and you went down the line and you told Automedia to tell Rooster Teeth to tell Inside Gaming, hey guys, why don't you make a video crapping all over Star Citizen because that's what benefits us. Huh? Let's continue.
Daily for Monday, a clap for Star Citizen. AKA the game you wasted $50 on in 2012 and you're still annoyed about it.
Okay, this is going to be an ongoing theme in here. I mean, I haven't watched the entire video. I've watched the first 5-10 minutes, but I got a feel for where they're going. So they're going to go on and on and on how people are annoyed with Star Citizen because it isn't finished. Here's a little anecdote. Here's a little story. You go to a kid's birthday party. There's 100 kids out there. It's Johnny's birthday party. Johnny has a chocolate cake. Out comes his mom. Now, she's wearing yoga pants. She looks like she works out quite a lot. And she puts down the chocolate cake on the table. There's 100 kids going, yay, but there's 2 kids who go, boo, we hate chocolate. You are a journalist at this party. Do you say, Johnny's birthday party, complete failure, kids hate chocolate cake? Well, if you worked for Inside Gaming, you would. Because out of the 2.7 million backers of Star Citizen, there's obviously a handful, and by a handful of 2.7 million, I mean maybe 1,000 or 2,000, which are pretty upset that the game isn't out yet and they pitched $40 at it back in 2013 and they're upset. So do these small group of people who don't like chocolate dictate the entire feel and the entire what's happening at the birthday party? No, they don't. 2.7 million people, a small handful are not happy with it. Do they represent the entire community? Absolutely not. And they go on and on and on. How about, oh, people must be so upset about this. No! No! Onwards.
The game seems to have hit a milestone as the most expensive game ever made, despite the years of work and still not a complete game to show for it. So congratulations, Star Citizen.
But it gets worse, even more unsettling. It seems like people are giving more money to Star Citizen than ever.
It's so unsettling. People are giving money to Star Citizen more than ever. How unsettling for EA. How unsettling for Activision. How unsettling for traditional publishers. My goodness. Very unsettling for them.
Looked up its parent company site, Robert Space Industries. The game has now raised over...
The parent company is not Robert Space Industries. The parent company is Cloud Imperium. Again, you know, they haven't... I don't think they put more than 5 minutes into prep for this video. But anyway, we're here to correct where we can and give countering opinions when possible. So let's continue.
For $300 million from more than 2.7 million backers who all must feel very, very good about their investment right now.
Again, people must be feeling so good about their investment right now. The sarcasm, obviously. How can you be feeling good about it? How can you? I mean, 2 people complained at the party that the chocolate cake wasn't what they liked. So therefore, everyone must be upset. Now listen. Let's be honest here. If you want to see the most salt on Star Citizen, you actually go to Robert Space Industries. There's the live chat area called Spectrum there. The saltiest people are there. But yet, it is not the majority. It's a a very small minority and a vocal minority that are upset about things. And rightfully so. They have criticism, which is acceptable. It's fine. But it's not the entire community that's upset. The entire community as a whole is very happy with Star Citizen. Not happy that it's taking a long time. Not happy that there's delays. Not happy that they have to wait for Squadron 42, a video which was promised 2 weeks ago, which isn't out yet. Listen, there's lots of things to not be happy about. But overall, as a game where it stands, overwhelmingly, the community is very happy. But they are blind to it. John Cena, they're blind to it. They don't want to see that. All they want to see is people being upset. And that's just not true.
Economy.
But it's not even just backers. They've been selling spaceships to people who've already backed the game. And then Kotaku Australia reported earlier this year that the game has raised another $63 million from outside investors over the years. So the running total is currently more like at least $363 million, probably more than that.
You see, this is the bad thing. It's very bad that billionaire investors, the Calder family, invested into Star Citizen. It's bad when people put money into a project they believe in because the project's actually pretty good. It's bad for traditional publishers. That's who it's bad for. So tell me again how horrible it is that Star Citizen is raising money in light of what's happening. It must be a terrible thing for existing publishers.
Not that they have that cash on hand, because they most certainly have burned through.
It's all gone.
It's gone.
Oh, okay. That's actually, let's rewind that 1 second here. That's actually pretty important.
More than that. Not that they have that cash on hand, because they most certainly have burned through.
It's all gone.
It's
Not that they have the cash on hand because they're burned. Okay, was it 63, 67 million from the Calder family was invested for the purpose of marketing. The 300 million raised of the last couple of years doesn't sit there in a bank. Let me explain how... Do I have to explain how businesses work? Oh, it's going to be a long video. All right. You have probably 600 employees all over the world at this point working at Cloud Imperium. There's an office in Austin. There's an office in LA. There's an office in Manchester. There's one in Germany. These offices have to pay rent. They have equipment. And there's a thing called salaries you have to pay to 600 employees. What does it cost annually to have a workforce of 600 game developers? Not all are game developers, but overwhelmingly a lot of them are game developers working at a company. If your company raises $10 million and then you have to pay $9.5 million in salaries, what do you have left end of the year? $500,000. Oh my God, you have no cash on hand. Where's the money gone? It's gone so the company can function. Yes, CIG does not have. I would be concerned if Cloud Imperium had 300 million in the bank. I'd say, why is there 300 million in the bank? How are you paying people? Are they working for free? What's going on here? The fact that they burn through the cash is what's called running a business, because people need to be paid salaries so they can buy food to feed themselves and their families, and transportation, and housing, and alcohol, and pizza, and these things that people need to consume. So obviously, they're not going to have 300 million in the bank, because that 300 million, well, they didn't get 300 million one shot. This is over many, many years. But this year, for example, 15 million so far, I believe, this year alone, that's going to salaries. It's going to pay people. And what they don't use in the year goes into the bank. So, do I have to explain this? Am I making sense? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Year. People are just quarantined at home. They have nothing to do, so they're just throwing money at Star Citizen.
All right, fair enough. We're quarantined, we're sitting home, we're throwing money at Star Citizen. Plausible. I guess the bigger question is why? Why are people throwing money at Star Citizen? Now, let me tell you, there's going to be lots of great stories here. My daughter, this is about 2 or 3 years ago, she was an early reader. I got into PC gaming very early, and she came up to me one day and she goes, "Daddy, can I have Robux?" And I was like, "What? What's Robux?" She goes, "It's for this game, Roblox." I go, "What's Roblox?" So I check it up, and it's got like an app on your iPad or your phone you can play it. It's also a PC game. And I go, "What is this? 5 million downloads? It's like 7.8 million people playing it. What is this nonsense?" I go, "No, I'm not giving you Robux. That's ridiculous. Why would I give you money for this game?" But I was having an old man moment, right? Because you simply poo-poo on things that you don't really understand. It's normal. It's okay. And that's what these guys are doing. they're poo-pooing all over something they have no idea about. But what the difference is between me and them is I took the extra 2 minutes. Let me take a look at this, sweetie, I said. Okay, Roblox, it's made by these guys. How Roblox works is all these people make games within the game, and they make digital items which they sell for digital currency called Robux, which she wanted because she wanted to have a little floating cat or something on her character, which cost would have worked out to be like $2 or something, and she wanted to buy it. So after I took the minute to understand what Roblox was, and after I went to check what Robux does, I said, you know what? Here's $10. Go buy yourself some Robux. Don't spend it all. Enjoy yourself. I took the time to understand why something was so popular. I could have easily just dismissed it and go, this is crap. I don't understand this. I don't understand. It's garbage. Or take the time to see why millions upon millions upon millions of kids are playing a game called Roblox. Now, if I can do that, can these guys, whose jobs it is to report on these things? No. Wow, the Star Citizen, $300 million? What? Investing? Wow, that doesn't make sense. Take the goddamn time to understand why 2.7 million backers are supporting the game. Then maybe, but you have to take the first step yourself. You have to.
There's no light at the end of this tunnel. You're not going to get your game.
Whoa. Why do I want to make this video? Oh my God. This is going to be a long video. Oh God, we're a minute 40 in. Holy, we're a minute 40 in.
But to be fair, the persistent universe is somewhat playable. They should call it the somewhat playable universe.
Cleansing breath. Somewhat playable. I doubt any of these guys have actually played the game to give any kind of commentary other than they read a comment somewhere which said the game is completely unplayable, and that's what they're basing their opinions off.
Because they promised a bunch of star systems, not just a bunch of planets to explore on your very own ship or ships, your own fleet.
All right, let's stop there because he's hitting a very important point and a topic of debate which always comes up. Now, in the pitch for Star Citizen, they said we'll give you 100 star systems at launch. Now, we are sitting on one star system which is still being fleshed out. You saw that I added the Lost Planet to it. So what happened? Why is it that Star Citizen said 100, but we have one? Does this mean they're screwing up? You can go the route they want to go and say, well, look, they only have one star system, so it must be a scam. Or you can dig a little bit deeper and understand why. So why is it that Star Citizen said there would be 100 systems, and why is it we only have one? Is it because the game is a scam? Or is it because there's some other reason? Hint, it's the other reason. And the reason is this. Along came the idea of procedural planet generation. And they said, what we can do, which was our initial pitch, was we'll make a planet. Here's a planet. And you arrive at the planet and you click a button. And there's an animation that takes you down through clouds and your ship goes landing. And then you're out the ship. And it's all done on rails. Or we can do something which has never been done. We will procedurally, I've lost my ability to speak. We will generate a planet, a city planet, a planet covered with buildings, and you can take your ship from orbit and fly down anywhere and land almost anywhere on that planet. It has a landing spot, and you can walk out your ship. How about that for an idea? And the backers at the time said, yeah, that sounds way better. Caveat is, we will not be able to give you 100 star systems now because the technology we need to make this happen is going to take a long time to develop. The technology does not exist yet. We're going to have to create the technology. And they've done it with this one single star system we have now. There is more playable area in this one star system than there is in any game ever made so far. You think Skyrim was big? You think the map on your favorite MMO is big? Your favorite MMO fits into one crater on one tiny moon in Star Citizen. And it's just not blocky detail, it's great, amazing detail. You can go land your ship inside a crater, drive out with a buggy, turn on the lights in the buggy, and your buddy in orbit can see the lights from the buggy in the crater on the moon. That's how detailed we are in Star Citizen. And so, yes, they did say 100 star systems, But the plans shifted. We're not going to give you rails and loading screens. We're going to give you a completely new system, a new way to approach these planets. And this has taken time, and they've nailed it. They have now finished the first star system. And just because it took this long to get one star system does not mean it's going to take 7 years to create the next one. The next star system, for all we know, Pyro, might be complete. They could be working the next 10 systems already. It doesn't take 7 years to create the next system. Actually, they do it faster and faster and faster with every iteration. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be spitting out star systems in a matter of weeks going forward. Continue.
Whatever they can sell you, they will.
But needless to say, we are not there yet. The Persistent Universe game still has no release date, and some have wondered if it'll ever come out. Not at this rate.
Gary Oldman's calling up.
All right, so when will the Persistent Universe be released? Here's the thing. There's not going to be a release date for the Persistent Universe. Is PUBG still in alpha? I forget. It was a beta. Has PUBG been officially released? Maybe there's a terrible line of thought because I haven't followed up on that. But there's not going to be a day where they go, surprise, Persistent Universe is released, fireworks, and streamers and everything, and a chocolate cake comes out and 2 people are pissed off because they hate chocolate. But it's not going to be that date. The Persistent Universe is simply going to grow and expand and expand and expand. We're going to get the next jump point when 4.0 comes out, which is the jump point to the system called Pyro. From Pyro, there'll be other systems too. And this is just going to keep on expanding with more game loops. There'll be mining, bounty hunting, mercenary work, cargo, transport, whatever there is still coming out. There's not going to be a day where everything is suddenly released. It is being built on right now. So technically, the Persistent Universe is out. It's just not fleshed out. That is the difference. So if these guys are holding their breath for Persistent Universe official launch, they're going to be holding their breath for a very, very long time.
Chris Roberts, I was wondering about that video game we made together. Is that coming out? But there's always that lingering question surrounding Star Citizen. How much money is enough? If it's already the most expensive game ever, why do they keep raising more?
All right. How much money is enough? Great, still there. How much money is enough to make a game of this caliber? Is it 200 million? Is it 300 million? Is it 400 million? By the time this is all done, probably 450 million is what it's going to cost. The fact is, no one has made this kind of game before. No one has been in a position where people are willingly giving you money because they love what you're making. How much does it cost? According to these guys, it's too much money. Well, what kind of game developers? Oh wait, these guys are not game developers. They just sit there taking orders from Rooster Teeth, who takes orders from Otter Media, who takes their orders from AT&T's Warner Media. That's who they are. These guys don't have a clue what it costs to make a game. But you can't even compare this to what Rockstar's done with GTA 5 because none of those games have the same scope. If tomorrow a new game comes out which does exactly what Star Citizen does, then I'll say, right, we can compare these two games now. But no other game has the scope and breadth of what Star Citizen is doing. So how much will it cost? I don't know the answer how much it's going to cost. It's not 300 million because they're still raising. But if you guys think you know what the answer is because you have a crystal ball or something, then tell us. But saying it's too much money implies you have some sort of knowledge that I don't. And I follow the game very, very closely. So if you guys here at Inside Gaming have knowledge I do not have, where you actually know what it costs to make this game, please tell me. I'm really dying to know.
Yeah, last year those questions came to the forefront after Forbes came out with that expose on the game's development.
Okay, this is that. Remember that expose? Again, why is Forbes writing this piece, slamming Star Citizen on the day they started the free flight event? Huh? Keep in mind, the guy who wrote this did his research, got information sent to him, got police records. It went to his editor. His editor edited, went to the publisher. Publisher said, yes, okay, that's good. Let's publish this on the day that Star Citizen starts their free flight week because we want to try damage the reputation and stop people from playing the game because we want people to think it's a scam and we want people to think that the character of Chris Roberts is very, very bad. And we don't want people supporting this project because it might affect these guys. My theory. Let's continue.
And guess what? It's just as big of a mess as you thought. People who worked on it said it had massive feature creep. No Chris Roberts had lost control of it all. They said that at the end of 2017, he just had $14 million in the bank, although obviously
he only had $14 million in the bank. It's so weird that this is 2017, I think they had about 300 employees, or maybe 400 employees at the time. It's so strange that when a company raises money and has to pay employees in 4 different studios, that they only have 14 million left in the bank after that pay the salaries for everyone who needs food to eat and drive the car which needs gasoline or petrol if you live in the UK. Am I the only one who is frustrated by that? Don't these guys get it? How do you only have 14 million in the bank? Because he's paying employees to make a game. That's how. Jesus.
they've raised more. So yeah, it's just this churn of money.
This is where we should add that the game does have a community of players who are devoted to the project. Subreddit has more than 200.
It does? There's people devoted to the project? That is so strange. How can that be? Because here I have a tweet or a message from someone who says they don't like the game. How can this be that two people don't like chocolate cake?
1,000 members, which, I mean, that's fine. More power to you, I guess.
Sure.
But others have given up hope.
Oh,
A
here
few
we
years
go.
ago, a man who spent nearly $4,500 on the game sued the developer in small claims court, saying he'd become
I forgot this guy's name, all right? This guy, I forgot his name. He had spent $4,500, wanted to sue, lost his court case. I said, no, we're not refunding you. You know what he did? He went and bought more ships. He went and bought more ships once he lost his lawsuit trying to get his money out. Oh. But then again, I don't expect these guys to know this because they don't follow the game as closely as you do.
disillusioned with the delays, broken promises, and changes in scope. A court later denied his claim.
Right, so this is the cherry picking. Let's have more cherry picking, please. Continue with more cherry picking.
Too bad.
And others who say they've backed the game now say they've also lost patience. Over on Reddit, user XP3000 wrote that as long as people...
Reddit user XP3000 said as long as people give them money for JPEGs or spaceships, they have zero incentive to ever release. I gave them $40 8 years ago, and he's still pissed. And I have zero expectation I'll ever see a single player. Maybe I shouldn't laugh. I feel for this guy, but I love how out of a community, was it 20,000 people or was it 200,000 people on Reddit? Out of 200,000 people on Reddit, they go, well, find me negative comments. And they go and find negative comment and go, look, 2.7 million people. But this guy is really upset that he spent $40 8 years ago.
What is the whole reason I wrote this story? This is from another user, Fockin' Prawns, but they put the game's long development time in perspective, writing, I bought a plane in 2012, expected to play the full game in 2015. Since then, I've finished my education, become a full-time teacher, gotten married, had two
I like
kids,
this one.
both of them have started kindergarten. I don't think I'll ever get to play the single-player game.
God.
All right, well, okay, too much focus on single-player game, all right? When they first launched the Kickstarter for Star Citizen, it wasn't just for a single-player game. But if you backed just for that, I understand. I feel for you, man. It's true. If you backed just for Squadron 42 and it's not coming, yeah, frustrating as hell. And they have a lot to answer for that. But on the topic of how long is this taking, all right? Cyberpunk started development around the same time. So I can make the same argument, you know? Cyberpunk announced 2012. Look, I made two kids. Both my kids have gone through kindergarten. One's going to second grade right now. In the time it's taken Cyberpunk to come to market, I've already made two children, and those children are already in school. It's strange how the passage of time moves that way. Same argument for Star Citizen, announced 2012, and look, it's not coming out this year. It's not coming out next year. So life goes on. People have graduated from high school, gone to university, become doctors, started families. This is what happens during the life cycle of a game. The biggest difference is with Star Citizen is that we have seen development from day one. I have not seen crap about Cyberpunk development from day one. I haven't seen anything. All I saw about Cyberpunk was some teasers they showed recently, and then suddenly there's a game. That's how normal game development works. You see nothing, and then suddenly there's a teaser, and then a couple of months later, the game is out. That's how it usually works. Now, the fact that Star Citizen, you saw from the very beginning, from the time that Chris Roberts had a napkin, and he showed this is what a Constellation ship is going to look like on his napkin. From that day, they've been putting out information, and it seems like it's taking so long. But compared to any other game like Cyberpunk, any kind of big AAA game coming out, it's actually taken the normal amount of time. Now, Star Citizen is probably going to take a bit longer because they've run into their own set of issues. This is a different video. But hey, it's a strange thing. The passage of time seems to work the same for everyone. And just because Cyberpunk has taken this long, and I've managed to create 2 children in the time that Cyberpunk was, from the time they started Cyberpunk to the time it comes out next month, or it's supposed to be next month, right? I created 2 kids, and those kids are going to school already. I guess it works the same way with Star Citizen, right? Let's laugh about that.
Damn fucking prawns, putting it in perspective.
Anyway, that wraps it up. Listen, maybe I was a bit harsh on those guys more than I should be, but I understand there are 2 sides to a story here. And when I was approached by a gamer asking me to look at something which I did not understand, Roblox, I could have pushed it away, go, this is garbage, this is ridiculous, or I could have taken the time to understand why millions upon millions of people are playing this game, Roblox. What is it they see that I don't, and try to understand that. Or I can ignore it completely and push it off as if it's nonsense, which is exactly what Inside Gaming is doing, and Inside Gaming is possibly doing that because Otter Media is telling me that, because Otter Media doesn't want to rock the boat, so guys like AT&T, EA, Activision, and Take-Two have their positions as publishers challenged by a small company, not so small anymore, called Cloud Imperium, who proved that you can fund a game that people want by crowdfunding. And let's leave it at that. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Your comments below, always appreciated. Take care.